the showroom, and that brand new EV is practically calling your name. But then you see the price tag. And you have to wonder, am I making the smartest financial move of my life, or am I walking straight into a 5-year money trap? Well, let's find out.
Whoa, hold on. 19 lakhs for a Nexon? You have got to be kidding me. That is just, it's highway robbery. I mean, come on. I could get the top-end petrol one for way less than that.
Okay, let's just look at the actual numbers. You're not wrong. The on-road price for the petrol Nexon is around 15 lakhs. The EV version? 19 lakhs. So you're looking at a 4 lakh rupee premium right out of the gate just to go electric.
4 lakhs. That's a huge pill to swallow. So why would anyone do it? Well, because the showroom price is just the first chapter of the story. The real fight isn't there. It's what happens on the road every single day. Let's see how this battle really plays out kilometer by kilometer.
Right. So let's talk about that petrol car first. With fuel around 100 rupees a liter, and let's be realistic, you're getting maybe 12 kilometers per liter in city traffic, that means your car is burning through 8 rupees and 33 paise for every single kilometer. And here's where the EV completely changes the game. If you're charging at home, even with a high electricity rate of 8 rupees a unit, your cost to drive is just 1 rupee and 14 paise per kilometer. I mean, the difference is just night and day.
Wait a second, hang on. Are you seriously telling me I'm saving over 7 rupees for every single kilometer I drive? No way. That can't be right. Oh, it's right. The math doesn't lie. It's more than 7 times cheaper to run. Think about it. Every time your car's odometer clicks over 1 kilometer, you've just saved yourself 7 rupees and 19 paise. Literally.
Okay, fine, I get it. It's cheaper to run day to day. But I'm still in the hole for 4 lakh rupees. So when do these amazing savings actually start feeling like savings? When do I get my 4 lakhs back? And that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or, well, the 4 lakh rupee question. You've paid this huge premium up front. When does it actually pay off? The math to figure this out is actually pretty straightforward. You just take that extra 4 lakhs you paid, and you divide it by the 7 rupees and 19 paise you save on every kilometer. The result? You need to drive almost 49,000 kilometers just to get back to zero. And this right here, this is what we're calling the trap. For an average driver, maybe doing 10,000 kilometers a year, this journey takes 5 full years. For year 1, year 2, 3, 4, you're still financially behind the person who just bought the regular petrol car. You don't actually start saving a single rupee until you hit year 6. 5 years. And that's assuming everything goes perfectly. But just when you think you're out of the woods, there's another, much bigger risk hiding down the road. One that could wipe out all those savings you waited 5 years for. We have to talk about resale value. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's the thing that keeps me up at night. They give you an 8-year warranty on the battery, sure, but what happens on day 1 of year 9? What if that giant, expensive battery just gives up? Who on earth is going to buy a used EV with that ticking time bomb under it? And that fear, it directly hits the resale value, hard. A 5-year-old petrol car, it'll probably keep about half its value. But with the battery fear, a 5-year-old EV might only be worth 30% of what you paid. If you look at the numbers, the EV owner could lose a whopping 13.3 lakhs to depreciation. That's almost 6 lakhs more than the petrol owner. 6 lakhs! That's the price of another car. If that battery dies outside the warranty period, you're looking at a bill that could literally be more than the car is worth. You have to admit, that's a gigantic financial risk. Yeah, I have to concede that point. It's a very real and valid concern. It's something every single person thinking about an EV needs to consider. So, where does that leave us? After all this back and forth, the amazing running cost savings, the 5-year break-even, this huge resale risk, who's the winner? Petrol or EV? Well, the truth is, there isn't one. The right answer depends completely on just one thing: how much you drive. Okay, so it all boils down to this. You've got to figure out which one of these drivers you are. Are you a city commuter, driving less than 30 kilometers a day? Honestly, just buy the petrol car. You'll probably take way too long to break even, and that resale risk we talked about, just not worth it. But what if you're a heavy user, on the road for over 60 kilometers every single day? Then yeah,
Get the EV, no question. You'll get your money back in under 3 years, and after that, it's a money-saving machine.
So this is the final question, the one you have to answer for yourself. When you really think about your daily commute, your weekend drives, your trips, are you a city driver or are you a highway warrior?
So before you even think about stepping into a showroom, do the most important thing first. Pull up a map, check your daily route, and figure out your average kilometers. Don't listen to us, don't listen to the ads. The right answer for you, it's already there in your own data.